All the cylinders are starting to fire up again for the Giants. They're getting big hits when they need them. They're flashing the leather all over the field. And the starting pitching, they're reaping all the benefits, which means it's time for Matt Moore to pick up his first win with the Giants. Next.
Day baseball here at the corner of 3rd and King as we get ready for Giants Mets game 3 of this 4-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, Thursday night we were in the spot. We were talking about the Giants. They need to start scoring some runs, getting hits with men in scoring position, pitch. They need to do a lot of things right. Well, they have the last 2 games, and now as we head to this start, it's Matt Moore who's going to try to keep it going.
Well, you're right. We were wishing for offense, and they got offense.
Yep.
So now we're wishing for Matt Moore to hit that comfort zone. He's pitched well enough to win in his first 3 outings, but he says, I can be better. Today he'll have that opportunity against, well, Father Time, the oldest guy active in the major leagues, Bartolo Colon. It should be all about strikes, and the guy who controls that strike zone is going to have the outcome, and I think he'll be the winner. All
right, and Buster Posey is catching Matt Moore this afternoon here at the ballpark. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups and the first pitch of this game right after this.
At participating restaurants, and by Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places.
Back here at AT&T Park is Matt Moore. Leads the Giants out of their dugout, hoping to win their 3rd in a row. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. It's a great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 63 degrees here at the park. You see the winds at 11 miles per hour, the humidity at 80%, and it is a bit hazy and overcast. All right, let's take a look at the Mets lineup. One new face in it. It's Reyes, Cabrera, and Cespedes. And here's the new face, Neil Walker. His 22 home runs this season. That leads all National League second basemen. Flores, d'Arnaud, and Ruggiano. The former Giant Diaza is going to hit 8th, and then Colon 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be Matt Moore, the 27-year-old, 6'3", 210-pound left-hander. On the year at 24 starts with Tampa and the Giants. He's 7-9 with a 4.14 ERA, 128 strikeouts against 54 walks. And when you take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a fastball that'll go anywhere from 92 to 97 miles per hour. He can hump it up there at times. High 3/4 release, just sort of a classic lefties delivery. And out of that delivery comes a really nice curveball. It's same type of shape that the Barry Zito curveball had, only harder. And he also has a changeup he throws off a split finger grip. Has never faced the Mets. This is his maiden voyage against New York.
Giants winning 10-7 on Thursday and 8-1 in the game last night. Here's the first pitch of the ball game. And Reyes takes a called strike. So we get started at 106. Reyes 4 for 4 in the game last night. And working quickly is Moore, and Span is going to try to chase this one down, and it's off the bottom of the wall. And that'll be a leadoff double for Jose Reyes.
Well, let's check out that defense that'll be playing behind Matt Moore today. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Pagan, Span, and Pence. Crawford and Nunez on the left side of the infield. Panic and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, day game after night game, not a problem. He'll be in the squad putting down the signs and catching Matt Moore for the first time.
By the way, the hit for Reyes, the first he's ever gotten off of Matt Moore. He's now 1 for 8. So Reyes doesn't slow down a bit after a good night's sleep. As Drupal Cabrera. See the numbers for Cabrera. 1 for 4 last night. He is a switch hitter, and he fouls it back. So the Mets not wasting any time. Clearly their scouting report on Matt Moore is he's around the plate and he throws a lot of fastballs. It's Mark Carlson behind home plate. Then it's Fagan, Gorman, and Walcott. Gorman, the crew chief.
And Mark Carlson's got a good zone to throw to. It's a pretty big zone. He'll give some high strikes where other umpires will not. Doesn't have big corners, but he's got corners.
And the first breaking ball is down low.
That point you make about Matt Moore and all the fastballs that he throws, and he throws a lot of them. It makes it especially important for him to prove to the Mets that he can get his specialty pitches over early in the game, the curveball and the changeup.
And the 1-1 pitch to Cabrera with Cespedes to follow. And that's hit on the ground into the hole for a base hit. So Reyes will move over to third.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game. We think number 1 key is the matchup Hunter Pence against Bartolo Colon. He's got some ownage on him, 6 for 11 with a couple of home runs. And Matt Moore break the ice. He's had 3 starts where he pitched good enough to win, but he hasn't yet got his win in a Giants uniform. Hopefully today is the day. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Cespedes went 1 for 4 last night. So the Mets in business. Double and a single. Cespedes hitting at 289. Lots of power. Swings hard and swings a lot. And it's right down the middle of the plate for a called strike. Cespedes did not play on Thursday. Activated before the game yesterday. Swing and a miss, 0-2.
Chance to pitch for the strikeout here.
Mets have lost 3 straight. They're 29 and 32 on the road. And they're 12.5 back of the Nationals in the NL East. Down low.
Well, we know that this guy has big time power, and you can take a look at where he likes it. Pretty much middle in, where most of his damage comes, even down below the strike zone. And those are his 22 home runs this year, just 3 middle away.
And a healthy rip. As far as the Mets and getting to postseason, they'll have to do it by way of the wild card. They're 5.5 back of the last spot, and the last spot is owned by the Cardinals. They have 2 teams in front of them, Miami and Pittsburgh. Not undoable, but you have to really get hot.
Well, getting their guys healthy is a big key, and in this series, I mean, they've gotten 3 major components back on the field. Cespedes being one of them, Cabrera the shortstop, and today we're seeing Neil Walker for the first time, who's had some back problems. And there is the wild card you're talking about, with the Dodgers and the Cardinals holding on to the top 2 spots. The Pirates, the Marlins, and the Mets all trying to join the party.
And Cespedes swinging at that high fastball and popping it back and out of play. Reyes at third. It's Cabrera at first. Posey set up low and away.
Just a bit low.
Bruce Bochy's barking.
Comes with a fastball and a 1-2 count. And we've seen that call a strike certainly last night. But last night, Quinn Wilcott, a much lower strike zone than what you have today with Mark Carlson.
And that's rolled foul.
So Matt Moore in the midst of a stress inning.
Walker is on deck watching Matt Moore throw pitch number 14. And now Cabrera's hung up, and Posey is going to get Cabrera in a rundown. And what's Reyes going to do? He's not going to be able to do anything. 1 out.
That is an enormous blunder by Cabrera.
I guess he thought that ball was going to get away from Posey, huh?
That's exactly what he thought. Once he, and you know, you anticipate a ball in the dirt when you take your secondary lead. And once he gets out in no man's land, he knew he made a mistake. And now his only chance is try and stay in a rundown. Maybe have the Giants botch the rundown. Of course they didn't, but that's huge. I mean, that has everything to do with what you throw here on a 3-2. This is no longer a get it in situation.
So Reyes at third. And that's a fair ball down the left field line, and that'll be at least a double. So Cespedes digs it out. It's 1-0 New York.
So a nice at bat there from Cespedes, winning the battle. So our Exmo is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer, and you can see where the pitch was. They set the target away. This is middle in, and we showed you the graphic as to how strong middle in Cespedes has been this year. And he just spins on it, rakes it right past Nunez, who had none chance.
So here's Walker. Walker's first action in this series. And he takes low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Yeah, Walker's had some lower back pain.
I think that's an August injury.
Well, all the swings you take, all the ground balls you take if you're an infielder, they add up. Matt Moore, as a Ray, 63% of what he would throw would be the fastball. With the Giants, he's throwing more fastballs, and it's not getting hit as much as it was in Tampa. Curveball still his best specialty pitch. In fact, it's even gotten better once he's gotten in the National League.
And this is hooked down the left field line. Foul.
Ooh, not by much.
When that left the bat, I did not think it had much of a shot of being fair. And then look at that.
Yeah, about 1.5 feet from the line. So Buster Posey going to come out. And I think he's going to mention that location is an important thing right now. Because right now, Moore is making some location mistakes with the fastball, and the Mets are sitting fastball. And when those location mistakes are coming their way, they're squaring them up.
So it's 2-1 to Walker. Walker, according to our numbers, has never faced Matt Moore before. Down low.
Hey, the girls are here. Bachelorette party. There's the bride. We wish her well.
Nope. Just a little bit inside.
So Matt Moore going to take a walk, and he's 19 pitches into this inning. Did not get that fastball in the inside corner he wanted, but not the end of the world. He did have an open base, so a ground ball can get him out of this inning.
Flores hitting .259. He's got 12 home runs, 35 runs batted in. And a strike.
Change up. First one of those he's throwing, and he threw it right in a perfect spot. So if the curveball's not working, that changeup's going to have to show up, and that indeed did. Still cannot zero in that curveball, and the Mets aren't swinging at it.
Flores started on Thursday, did not in the game last night. And he pops this one up. Crawford looking into the sun, but it'll be Pagan calling him off. 2 outs. And here's d'Arnaud. Well, if you walk off the field after this inning by only allowing 1 run, it's a win.
He'll be thrilled.
So not out of the woods yet. Here's d'Arnaud.
It's when you really have to bear down, think killer instinct. You have a chance to get one out to end an inning. You've really got to give them your A effort.
And a call strike.
So quickly on top 0-1.
Cespedes is at second. Walker is at first. And that fastball is high. Matt Moore, the high set right at the chin. All back. 1-2.
Healthy rip right there. Darno trying to do some damage. He's got 4 home runs on the year, and he was trying to get a 5th right there. But the key was he was sitting on the pitch he got. I mean, that's a swing that was expected, a fastball. And that's something that will go noticed by Buster Posey.
And a little high.
Still can't rely on that curveball.
Well, it's not like you feel naked out there, but you're not fully dressed, that's for sure.
Well, no. You know, and he's still learning how to believe in that changeup. He hadn't got it all completely.
No swing.
I mean, when you think about it, he's kind of a 2-pitch guy because he doesn't yet trust the changeup in a 3-2 count. But when you pitch to Buster Posey, I mean, that's one thing that he will do. He'll get that pitch out of you. He'll make you believe in it. And if a changeup has ever been set up, it's set up right now.
Cespedes and Walker will take off on this 3-2 pitch. And Moore's got the sign and he's ready. And the runners go, and it's a foul back. Through at 94.
And he was on it. But that's the thing about a pitch. I mean, if you can't believe in it in a 3-2 count, then it's not really a good pitch for you. I mean, it's something you can throw 0-1, 0-2 when you're ahead. And you can throw that pitch 3-2 and know that you can get in the strike zone. Then you've got a weapon. Then you've got a friend.
Moore's going to keep an eye on Cespedes.
Well, that's the time to do it when it's a 3-2 count with 2 outs. You know the runners are going to be running.
Not his first rodeo, that man you just saw. Here it's 3-2. Got him. Kept that curveball down low, and it was a good one. So Matt Moore's thinking, all right, I'm ready to go now. I'm loose. And this is Bruce Bochy's winning lineup for the third game in a row. It'll be Span, Pagan, and Belt. Buster Posey in the cleanup spot, then Crawford and Hunter Pence. He's got some ownage on Bartolo Colon, then Nunez, Panic, and Matt Moore.
On the hill today for the New York Mets will be Bartolo Colon. Colon is 43 years of age, 5'11", 285-pounder. This is his 18th year at the big league level. He's having a solid season, 10-7 with a 3.38 ERA. He's the oldest guy in baseball, and he's a strike-throwing machine. You're going to see a high 80s fastball with a slider and a changeup that he has fantastic command of, and he will throw anything at any time.
Span takes a strike. Pretty much know that Colon is going to be around the plate.
And he's got one of the shortest circles from when he breaks his hand with the glove and gets up in throwing position, and all of it is because his arms are short. And because of that, that arm action is so deceptive. Now, when we first saw him in 1997, he was throwing high 90s. Always has had great command, and he's always had the deceptive arm delivery. Very much like Yusmeiro Petit, a similar type style. Short armor.
Yeah, we'd marvel at Petit getting swings and misses at 87, 88. Span coming off a game last night, 4 for 5.
Take a look at the compact motion of Colon, and there's no wasted movement. Comes out in one piece, nice high arm position, hand position, and it really probably one of the more repeatable arm strokes in all of baseball. Rare that he ever has control problems. Usually when he walks somebody is because he's managing the inning or the game.
He wants to.
He wants to.
Three and 2.
Hey, Righetti talking things over with Matt Moore. And I think their conversation is all about location.
Got him.
So a little two-seam fastball. Changed the movement. He hadn't seen it in the at-bat. Froze him, and he gets the strikeout. Let's take a look at the Mets defense behind Bartolo Colon. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Cespedes, Ruggiano, and Diaz, the best arm in left field with Cespedes. Cabrera and Reyes on the left side. Walker and Flores on the right side. Travis d'Arnaud, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
Here's Pagan, third base side, beautiful bunt. He's got a hit, and that extends his hitting streak. Nice. I can't tell you the last time I can remember Pagan doing that.
Well, let's make it our Ford right choice. First pitch he sees today, he turns around, shows the bunt late, hits it off the end of the bat, deadens it. Absolute perfect execution. And as a result, he now has an 18-game hitting streak. That's our Ford right choice.
Here's Belt, first hit for the Giants, first base runner for the Giants. Belt hits a high fly ball to left. And Ruggiano jumps in front of Cespedes to make the catch.
Wow.
That is not going to make Cespedes happy. I mean, look, Cespedes was center field for a long time this year.
Now Cespedes calls, camps, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, here comes Ruggiano. Now, the center fielders, I mean, they're the captains. They take precedent. When another guy was a former center fielder, at times he can have an attitude. It could have been bad.
Here's Posey. Buster hitting at 292. 2 hits on Thursday night. And then Buster got shut out last night. He went 0 for 4. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Crawford to follow.
Just a tip for all you kids who are at first base. You go back to the base, go back to the left side of the base. The farthest you can get away from that first baseman, make it tougher for him to try and put a tag on you. Oh, like that. One more look. Go to the left side of the bag as you're diving back to it. And that's perfect.
Colon must be thinking that Pagan's going to go. He's got 13 steals.
And as compact as Colon is, I mean, he's quick out of the stretch. He'll definitely give a catcher a chance to throw out a runner. The pitch usage by Colon, you're going to see a lot of fastballs. He'll 4 and 2 seam. He'll throw a slider, changeup, and a cutter. I mean, and again, all of those things. Even the cutter, if he doesn't throw it often, he'll throw a 3-2 with the bases loaded. Ooh.
So Buster Posey out swinging, 2 strikeouts for Colon. Matt Moore coming back out.
Bay Area is brought to you by AAA. Get a free road trip day pack with a AAA insurance quote. Go to AAA.com/road trip or a AAA branch for details. Restrictions apply.
So here's Ruziano. He will lead it off, followed by Diaza and then Colon. And the first pitch is down low.
Hot dogs, kayaks, yeah, barbecue, canoe. They got it going.
Ruziano, 2 for 4 lifetime. Here he takes a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Ruggiano's big game was on Thursday. He hit the grand slam off of Bumgarner. He had 3 hits. Here he takes a strike. And that's pulled on the ground foul. It's 2-2. Our ball dude's just being a spectator down the left field line, just kind of hanging out. Come on, Doc.
Dr. Steve Sherwin.
Atta babe.
Yeah, my shoes aren't quite broken in yet.
Got him. Well, stretch run. Check out the stretch run in the 2016 season. Check out the new pennant race pack. Get tickets remaining to 4 Giants regular season games, and guarantee your option to purchase 1 NLDS or wild card ticket per pack. sfgiants.com/mini packs. There's Diaza. And Diaza rolls this one slowly to Panic. Panic to Belt, 2 outs. All right, Amy G is here on this gorgeous Saturday afternoon. Amy?
All right, guys. Well, Eduardo Nunez has been a good ad, and I talked to his fellow infielders about it today. Brandon Belt said he can only imagine how difficult it is to come over to a new team in the middle of a season, and he's starting to see him get a lot more comfortable. And then Joe Panic added that he's been a great clubhouse guy from the beginning, but it's understandable there's going to be a learning curve just from meeting your teammates to learning the signs, but he's playing freely, and they're seeing a very confident Nunez out there, guys.
Yeah, you can definitely see that he's reached the point where he's comfortable now in this environment. Here's another guy very comfortable in his uniform.
Well, he's about as relaxed as you could be. If he'd be any more relaxed, he'd be asleep.
I'm not sure he wants to even swing. He's not going to swing.
Well, he hit his first home run in his career this year. Caused quite a stir in New York. And then the Mets fan base all looked quite affectionately at Cologne.
Oh, look out. He might be taking a whack at this one.
I don't think so. At least not for 2 strikes.
I don't think he's afraid he's going to get a hit. That means he would have to run the bases with 2 outs.
Good pitch right there. Could have been a strike. Got squeezed. Man, and Bruce Bochy's losing his mind. It's just a bit inside, says Mark Carlson.
Oh well. Crawford's going to lead things off.
Wow.
CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
The Mets with a 1-0 lead as we head to inning number 2, the bottom of inning number 2. So Crawford hitting .275, takes a strike. He's got 4 for 9 history against Cologne. Hunter Pence on deck. Foul back. It's 0-2.
Had that one timed.
Crawford 1 for 4 last night. And he takes outside for a ball. 3 hits on Thursday.
The ageless one, Bartolo Colon, 43 years old.
Out of play.
Still throwing 91. Still having fun. She's got herself a gift. Nice.
If the commissioner of baseball saw that last at bat by Cologne, we'll have the DH in the National League by next week.
Well, I think that there should be some exceptions for guys who are 43.
2-2.
Lowest ERA in any season, starting pitchers 43 or over since 1930. Roger Clemens 1.87 at age 43.
And the fair ball down the right field line. And this is going to hit that sidewall and die. And Crawford is going to stop at second.
Nice 2-strike at bat right there from Crawford. Nolan Ryan also in that group at age 44, 2.91 ERA. Phil Niekro at age 45, a 3.09 ERA. And then there's Colon at 3.38 at age 43. And Nolan Ryan did it again at age 43 with a 3.44 ERA. Just remarkable athletes for their ability to perform at an older age. And for a pitcher, it's quite remarkable.
So here's Pence. Hunter Pence at .275. And he takes low. Pence last night 2 for 4. 2 for 5 on Thursday. So Hunter Pence 4 hits in this series. And he's 6 for 11 with a double and 2 home runs against Cologne. A view from directly behind home plate in the upper deck.
The other thing too about Colon, he still fields his position pretty well.
And a strike. Eduardo Nunez on deck. Crawford with his lead. Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Got him to chase up above the letters.
We've seen Hunter Pence hit that pitch, so it's not unusual that he swings at it.
Well, you know, he's got a good swing going right now.
Walker sneaking behind Crawford. And this is poked foul. A little bit of an extendo swing from Hunter Pence.
I'm sure that ball was off the plate 3 or 4 inches. You're not going to take a chance. Plus, he's been slapping that ball to right field. Two-seamer trying to come around that outside corner. Live to see another pitch.
And the 1-2 came back in. It's 2-2.
And this is all with a fastball. He'll four-seam it. He'll two-seam it. But he just is a dart thrower with it.
So really, when you say he's got one pitch, the fastball, he's probably got 10.
Oh, you're right. When you understand the movement like he does, and you can control it on 4 corners of the strike zone, it is 8 different pitches.
Big Daddy was really good at that.
Really good at it. And he could back speed off of every pitch better than anybody I ever played with. Rick Russell.
Little flare to right. And it's going to fall. And Crawford's going to get to third. Boy, just did not hang up long enough for Diaza to get there.
Yeah, he was playing pretty deep in respect of Hunter Pence's power to right field. And then he didn't get a great jump on it. And then in the end, he just couldn't get up to it. Plus, with the big guys, you expect a little more when the ball goes up in the air as an outfielder. So another 2-strike base hit. That's 2 in a row this inning off of Cologne. Crawford halfway until he sees the ball drop. You got to be able to get back to the bag if he catches it. Yet you got to be able to get to third if he doesn't. The view level.
Nunez at 289, 13 home runs, 54 runs batted in. He's only had a couple at bats lifetime against Cologne, and he's 0 for 2. Nunez had a 4 for 4 night on Thursday. And he rolls this one foul.
.7% fastball velocity. That's the lowest, fourth lowest of the major leagues. But he ranks first in percentage in the strike zone at 55+%. And 5th with strike percentage at 67.7%. That's exceptional command.
So now it's 0-2. So now Nunez has got to fight. He's got Pence at first. He's got Crawford at third. There's nobody out. Darno sets up a late target in. And this is rolled foul.
Gamer Babe in training. I think this is her first game. What do you think?
Yep.
It's going, Mom and Dad. You did good.
Enjoy the game. 0-2. Now away. And foul.
Clint Fagan, the umpire at first base, signaling foul. No argument from Billy Hayes at first base.
I think if that's fair, then Flores is going to probably catch it. Well, you get the idea of what Cologne's doing. In and then out. And this is just a protect swing.
Foul it was. Good call.
Back in. So Nunez Right now he's sitting in a rocking chair.
Well, with Colon, I mean, really one of the best fastball pitchers the last 18 years. All of his career, he's been the same type of guy.
Back in. Got him.
So he gets the strikeout he's pitching for. His third strikeout.
So here's Joe Panik. Panik at 245, 7 home runs, 43 runs batted in. See the sellout crowd here on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. Did Panik hit that? He did bunt it foul. It's 0-1.
I'm not really sure why he did that. Pitcher on deck. Definitely not a play that was put on from Bochy. I mean, that's something that Panik was doing on his own.
Down low in the dirt. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
It's a fly ball situation for Panik. Best arm in the Mets outfield is in left field with Cespedes. And you've got better than average speed with Crawford at third. Definitely not a steal situation for Pence. I'd be surprised if he would go with the pitcher on deck.
Guys Colon's age, they could have their own game plan. Like, hey, I got a base open. I may just not throw Panik a strike.
He's gonna stay in the corners. Because if he walks Panik, he's going to face a pitcher. And I believe he thinks he can get Matt Moore out and then have to deal with Denard Span. So he's nibbling, and I think he'll continue to do so.
Double play ball, and that'll end the inning. So Colon pitches out of the jam, and we'll head to the third.
Should have bunted.
Giants baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Big O Tires. Tires, service, straight talk. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
The Braves are in town on Sunday the 28th. The first 40,000 fans are going to receive a Mike Krukow bobblehead presented by CSN Bay Area. Get your tickets now at sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Reyes. Reyes doubled to open up the ball game, and he scored the only run in this game. His double, the 6th hit in the series. He went 4 for 4 yesterday. And a strike.
And that's where he needs to be with that fastball right down around the knees. Establish that, put that in mind of the hitters, then you can elevate.
And that's a bit high. It's 3-1. And Reyes taking all the way on a pitch that was pretty good to hit. It's 3-2. And the walk.
Time now for greater coverage of baseball is brought to you by T-Mobile. And Tom Goodwin with the Giants in 2002 and 78 games hit .260. He had a home run, 17 RBIs, and 16 total bases. Released by the Dodgers on April 8th, 2002, and signed by the Giants 9 days later. And he had a good season. And we got to know Goody, and he's a good one.
So here's Cabrera with Reyes at first. And the pitch is low, so out of the stretch for Matt Moore. He didn't have to get into the stretch in the 2nd inning. And this one gets away from Buster Posey, and down to second goes Reyes with a wide turn.
So Matt Moore right now is still trying to find the feel. Fastball that just absolutely eats Posey up, a scud. Posey trying to shortstop it with his hand positioning.
And a strike. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Tap foul. So Matt Moore comes back after falling behind 2-0 to 2-2.
Psyched. Brought the glove. That's how I caught it.
Two balls and 2 strikes. It's important that you explain to people how you caught it.
I think he's going to be telling that story for about the next month.
You have to relive the moment. No one knows when that next moment is going to happen again.
Yeah, but he brought the glove, anticipated it was going to happen. He was ready.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Got him. No. Foul at the plate. So Cabrera just got a piece.
just barely caught a little bit of the red seam. Hey, it made a noise. That's all Mark Carlson had to hear.
And Reyes goes, and it's inside, and a stolen base. So it's 3-2, and now Reyes is at third.
What a jump from Reyes. He's gambling. As soon as Matt Moore turns his head, he's gone. And now if you're Moore, you're pitching for the strikeout.
Line to Pagan, and Pagan makes the running catch. And this will be a sacrifice fly and a nice play. 2-0, 1 out.
That ball took off on Pagan. He wound up making a nice play. It was scalded. Stinned right there. I mean, that's all he's got. So it winds up being just a nice at bat for Cabrera with 2 outs. Getting the job done, getting that sac fly, but it could have been a lot worse if it wasn't for the defensive play there from Pagan.
So here's Cespedes. It was a 100% rally for free. Walk, wild pitch, stolen base, sacrifice fly. Cespedes waiting on Moore. And a strike, and it's 0-1. Cespedes with an RBI double right over the bag at third in the first inning. And the dirt.
Really struggled with that curveball command today. Just haven't seen him go away from the curveball to the changeup. You have a curveball like Moore. I mean, you're like a basketball player that's a shooter and you're cold. You just keep shooting him. And from his perspective, he has to keep throwing that curveball to try and find it.
Struck well and deep. And gone. And it's 3-0.
But that's the problem when you cannot establish an off-speed pitch. They're not even going to think about it. They're going to think fastball. And guys with power like Cespedes, they can hurt you. Home run number 23. Posey called a changeup, and Matt Moore shook it off. So he comes in with a fastball, and Cespedes sitting on it.
Well, in this ballpark, you don't always see balls that are hit that are no doubt that they're gone, and that one was no doubt. So here's Walker, who walked in the first. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Yeah, he's got the I like that fastball smile going.
And Belt's got this one for out number 2. Giants Insider Podcast is sponsored by Max Muscle Sports Nutrition and is live on CSNBayArea.com. Log on each week as Insider Alex Pavlovich Talks Baseball. It's also available on iTunes. And Wilmer Flores takes a strike.
Yeah, he's pleading his case. He thought that was down and away.
On the ground to Crawford. And that'll end the inning. So 2 runs. 1 on the home run by Cespedes. It's 3-0 Mets.
Giants Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Caltrans Stormwater. Keep our highways clean. Protect our water. ProtectEveryDrop.com.
Well, Giants fans, it's now easier than ever to catch more Giants baseball in your area by tuning into NBC Bay Area on Channel 11. Channel 11 over the air or Xfinity Cable 3 and 703. Check it out and tell a friend.
0-1 to Matt Moore, who on the year is 2 for 11. Denard Span on deck. Giants have some work to do. It's 3-0. Right back to Cologne. 1 out. John Miller will be in to call innings 4, 5, and 6. He'll be back here in the 7th. Dave Fleming will join us on Tuesday night in Los Angeles. Here's Span. Span struck out in the first inning.
Has not made a lot of outs in this series.
Cued off the end of the bat, foul. Yeah, he's made 3 outs in this series. That's it.
7 hits. You know, he talks about it. He says, I've always been a second half player.
All right, look, got the baseball. Be careful.
It's great when their hands are so small that that baseball looks like he's holding a grapefruit. He's not giving that one up.
0-2 to Span with Pagan on deck. And this is foul, out of play.
Some nice plays up in the stands today. 11 for his last 20. 6 3-hit games in his last 16 games. Span does not take batting practice on the field. He hasn't since April. The reason he does it is he does not want to get into bad habits, like trying to hit home runs. Really concentrates on his front shoulder. That sets his swing up.
And that's rifled foul down the right field line.
So he gets the ballpark. He takes his swings, but he does them with tee work, hitting off the tee or soft toss. Takes some live batting practice off a live pitcher in the batting cage. Doesn't want to be on the field. That gives him bad habits in his mind.
.45 pitches now for Bartolo Colon. Span, high, deep, it is out of here and into the water. And that's going to get that number 70 wiped off the splash hit sign.
Careful, Dave. '71. So Denard Span joins the party. And McCovey Cove Dave gets wet for the second night. Dave.
Pagan goes the other way, and Cespedes towards the line makes the catch.
Let's take a look at the two-strike swing. A challenge with a two-seam fastball above the belt. And for a guy who is red hot, he is not going to miss the location mistake. And watch the path right into McCovey Cove. Dave. Long one, Dave.
Here's Belt. And Belt looks at a strike.
Oh, yeah, at least he gave the other kayak something.
The sixth splash hit home run this season. The third by a giant.
And a quick 0-2 to Belt. And Belt takes high and away, 1-2. So the Giants get it to a 2-run deficit. Or make it 2-2.
Span talking over with Johnny Cueto. Everybody wants to know how it felt.
And the high strike. And that's going to end the inning. So John Miller will be in. And when this one leaves, it's bye-bye baby. It's the Mets 3 and the Giants 1.
investigates to hold the powerful accountable, and now it's expanding its resources to help solve your consumer problems. Every call, every email will be answered. NBC Bay Area, we investigate. Top of the 4th inning, 3-1 Mets, and here to tell you all about it, my pal John Miller.
All right, and a new left fielder is in the game for the Giants. Gregor Blancos. So something apparently happened to Angel Pagan. He's out of the game. And there's a called strike to Travis d'Arnaud. There's Gregor, the new left fielder. And we'll try and get word from the clubhouse about what happened to Pagan. As Moore throws a fastball, and we got one of the very rare 0-2 counts here from Moore. He's now thrown 66 pitches in this game already, just starting the 4th inning. Deep left center, Span gets there. 0-2 pitch, and that ball got clobbered.
Now, so far, Matt Moore really has had a problem, John, with the curveball. He hasn't really established it. So the Mets, they're not getting fooled on these fastballs.
Well, Moore still trying to find himself out there. But if you're going to make him hit it out there, unless it's Yoenis Cespedes, that's a good place to make him hit it. It's 404 feet to that spot where the left field wall and center field wall meet. So it's deeper there than straightaway center. Cespedes didn't really have a problem with that, though.
No.
The MLB at bat app said Cespedes home run 457 feet.
Wow.
And he hit it right over that spot that's 404 feet from home plate to the wall, and then way up into the bleachers.
What was the exit velocity on that thing?
107.
Now 107 to center field. That's only the power guys can do that. You'll see 107 to the pull side, but when a guy takes on center field and he can do it, that's absolutely a testimony to strength.
Justin Ruggiano, who hit a home run over the center field wall against Bumgarner here a couple nights ago, with the bases loaded.
Chance to really snap a curveball here. Just not there for him. He's frustrated. I mean, he's missed high, he's missed low, he's missed in. Just doesn't have a feel with it. So now the Mets know he can't throw for a strike. Why look for it? And they're not. And that's why they're sitting on the fastballs.
2-2 the count. That's a full count. It had been 0-2 to d'Arnaud.
This has been, of the 4 starts we've seen from Matt Moore, this has been the one he's had the most trouble with the curveball.
Ruggiano, I should say, is the hitter. Just off the inside.
So once again, he puts himself in the stretch. That's 3 walks now. And Bruce Bochy saying, all right, get somebody up. Giants have 9 relief pitchers, and they have an off day Monday, so he'll not be afraid to go get a start early in a game.
Alejandro De Asa grounded out to second, his first time. Called a strike. Tomorrow's game is a 5:05 start, no local TV. And you and I will be on the radio side, KNBR, the Giants radio network. Jeff Samardzija will go against Noah Syndergaard tomorrow. That one skipped right off the plate and saved by Buster Posey, keeping Ruggiano at first base. All the other games in Major League Baseball are later. This is the only day game in the whole league, in either league. Colon on deck. 1 out, 1 on. Ruggiano back to the bag easily.
Jake Peavy on the top step, awaiting the final okay from Dave Righetti and Bruce Bochy to get going in that bullpen.
Foul tip. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dodgers play in Cincinnati. That game started 4:10 San Francisco time. Brandon Finnegan, young lefty for the Reds, and Brett Anderson for LA. Anderson, who injured his wrist diving for a ball back to the mound in the first inning of his first game back from the DL. And went only 1 inning in that game. So he'll try it again in Cincinnati later.
Just a bit up and perhaps a bit outside. But that's right there. That's a situation at a 1-2 count where when he's got his curveball going, it's a yucca-do, see you later. And now he's reluctant to even throw it because he can't rely on it. Posey wants the curveball.
Well, he bounced it in there, but Deasa able to lay off. 3-2.
I mean, that's his 8th full count. And with that, Peavy's heading down to the pen.
So this is the 17th batter he has faced. He's gone to a 3-ball, 2-strike count on almost half of all the batters he's faced. This will be his 79th pitch of the game.
And he has to throw a fastball here.
Out of play off to the left.
You know, he's got the other pitch, the changeup, and the only changeup he's thrown today, it was a good one. But he just doesn't have that pitch to be able to throw a 3-2 or 3-1 or 2-0 or 3-0. It's still a project. Until you can say and believe it, that you can throw a 3-2, it's not something that you can rely upon.
Still 3-2, foul ball up the first base side.
And when you paint yourself into a corner where you have to give into a big league hitter with fastballs, it's a rough time. Now, if you have the type of command that Colon has, that's a different story, but Moore doesn't. He's just trying to throw a strike with it. He's not thinking outside corner or knee high inside. He's just thinking, please let me throw a strike.
This is a double play ball. Panic. The Crawford 1 to first. 2. We head to the last of the 4th inning. Buster Posey coming up. A replay review on that call at first base after we had already gone into the commercial break. And here's the call. Was he safe or out? He is safe, and this inning is not over yet. The Mets are still batting in the 4th inning. And here's the play at first that apparently convinced the umpires in New York that he beat that throw to first base. Well, now the umpires are going back, and they're on the earphone. They're on the headphones again.
Well, I think they're having them look at second base now as to whether or not there was contact from Crawford at second base to get that force. Yeah, that's not going to come back. He definitely dragged his toe across the bag. So that should be pretty quick. Looked like Crawford had kind of a changeup thrown at him from Panic. So Brian Gorman says safe at first. Here we go. I was a little bit surprised because I thought the play was very close, almost a tie. And with the Giants having the out call go in their favor, I didn't know if there was enough there to be absolutely sure that it was enough to overturn the play. But hey, all this and they get Cologne back up there, which is kind of odd itself.
The replay review was presented by Xfinity. So here is Cologne. Well, I guess he won't have to lead off the next inning. And Nunez over to Panic for the force out on De Asa. And now the inning is over. Officially. 3-1, the Mets are leading with Brandon Crawford coming up.
By clean, crisp Coors Light. Oldest players to homer for the Mets? Well, Julio Franco at 48, almost 49 years old. He holds the record, but this year Bartolo Colon put himself in second place with his first home run in his career, ahead of Willie Mays, who did it at 42 years. Moises Alou, Rusty Staub, all in the 40-plus club. How about Julio Franco? He's 48 years old. He's playing Major League Baseball and collecting his pension at the same time. And this was the home run from Cologne. The trot time, 30.6 seconds. I love it. And so did the city of New York.
Bartolo Colon. Here's Buster Posey to lead off against him. And it's 0-1. Buster struck out his first time. 3-1, the Mets are leading. By the way, we got some clarity as to the second review. Apparently, at the Giants' request, they wanted to know about the slide at second base by the Met. And the slide by Ruggiano. So we were looking at Crawford, but here's the slide.
We have to go straight into the bag. He had a little lean to the right side. I think there's definitely a case to be made.
Well,
to no avail.
There were guys on which double plays were called for less than that earlier in the year. 1-2 to Buster. Nice play by Neil Walker. He robs Buster Posey. One away. Now let's check in with Amy G.
All right, John, speaking of Buster Posey, he and his wife Kristen recently visited the John Muir Medical Center. It is in Walnut Creek. We're going to make it our healthy dose of goodness. It's brought to you by Eric's Deli Cafe. They continue to raise awareness, gentlemen, for pediatric cancer. I spoke with Kristen today, and she told me that raising awareness, funding, and patient care is something she and Buster will do forever. Seeing the kids' faces when Buster walks in, seeing them smile is absolutely amazing. Gentlemen?
All right. Thanks, Amy. Brandon Crawford now. That's a strike on the outside. Crawford had a very determined at bat against Colon and ended up hitting a double past first base and down the right field line, leading off the second inning. So he is 1 for 1. That moved him back. 1 ball, 1 strike. 3-1. The Mets lead the Giants here in the 4th inning. Two and 1. You know, thinking about that slide at second, Mike, and I'm not an umpire. I didn't go to umpire school, but with the route he took on the slide, and he didn't slide past the bag. He was never even going to reach the bag, but he definitely did not slide toward the bag. Can you make a case that the slide that he had started caused Crawford to move a little further off the bag than he might ordinarily would have?
Yeah, absolutely.
Which might have kept him from getting that runner at first base. That's a walk for Brandon Crawford. First walk allowed by Bartolo Colon. We did get word from the Giants clubhouse about Angel Pagan. He was taken out of the game suffering from right groin tightness. And that's not good news, because he's so hot.
No, he's the hottest Giant. He's being challenged right now by Denard Span. But Pagan right in the middle of an 18-game hitting streak, so we'll watch this story.
Hunter Pence blooped a single into right field his first time. Crawford at first. Flores on the bag with him. And it's 0-1. Pence now has in his career 7 hits in 12 at bats versus Colon. In those 12 at bats, he's hit 2 home runs and a double. That's high in the air, shallow right center. Ruggiano, and Pence is gone. So 2 down, and here is Eduardo Nunez.
You know, in regards to Pagan, think back to the 3rd inning when Asdrubal Cabrera hit that line shot to left field. It wound up being a sac fly. But on that play, Pagan had to go and really extend. And this may have been what caused the discomfort in his groin. Because right at the end here, he really has to get up and get to it. And that may be what caused him to have to leave this game.
Ended up being a great play. It went as a sacrifice fly for Cabrera. Called a strike on the outside to Nunez, and Nunez is not too happy about that.
Well, he's getting ready for Jake Peavy. He's got to put on the stickers, the game signs. He's got to put the white chalk on the back of his hands. Peavy does not have great vision, and you got to help him out if you're a catcher.
Pulled foul. 0-2 to Nunez.
One thing Colon is doing to Nunez, he's running that 2-seam fastball right in on his hands. And Nunez has not been able to respond to it. 15 of 16 first pitch strikes, and that's pretty much standard for when he goes out there. He gets strike 1 and he makes it look easy.
Nunez struck out on a pitch that almost hit him back in the 2nd inning, running that far off the inside. They're going away this time, and he went away too. Wherever Colon's going, that's where Nunez is going.
Swing mode, baby.
0-2 the count. Matt Moore in the dugout. But Posey will be ready should Peavy come in during the 5th inning. It looks like Moore will start the inning. Peavy's not been throwing. In the dirt. And saved there by Darno with a backhand grab, keeping Crawford at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Buster talking to Eli Whiteside, himself a former longtime catcher, a coach for the Giants and bullpen catcher as well. 1-2 to Nunez, who's been swinging the bat well. 5 hits and 9 at bats in this series. And he laid off that one. 2-2. Mets got a run in the first and 2 more in the 3rd. Denard Span hit a home run for the Giants run in the last of the 3rd. And it was a laser beam, a line drive over the Willie Mays wall and into San Francisco Bay. There's an indication of the wind blowing straight out. Left field, Cespedes, and the inning is over. He just didn't quite get it back near the cars. 3-1 New York. Top of the order coming up.
Goes big play the Togo's way last night. Great Giants defense in the top of the 7th. Hunter Pence diving to make a play in right center. A second out against Asdrubal Cabrera. And the next hitter, Eduardo Nunez, diving to rob Rene Rivera. That would be the 3rd out of the inning. And Johnny Cueto was digging it. That's our Togo's big play.
Yeah. Pair of plays. Jose Reyes. And he has gotten red hot these last 2 days. 4 for 4 here last night. He doubled in the 1st inning in this game and then walked his next time. He scored both times. And Moore with a 1-1 count. Jake Peavy is already up in the bullpen, so the short leash appears to be on Moore here, who's struggled mightily.
Another guy gets on. Matt Moore will be out of this game.
Asdrubal Cabrera, the switch hitter, on deck.
And that's definitely something that you'll know going out there, John. They'll tell you that.
2-1 to the veteran Jose Reyes. And he hit that one off his foot or leg. And he is in pain right now. Wearing that partial shin guard on the lower left shin anyway.
Let's see where it got him. Yeah, right square on the pad, so at least the shin guard's working.
George Contos is up in the bullpen for the Giants now. Peavy had gotten up in the 4th inning. 2-2 the count. Wow.
That's a strike. Now Matt Moore, a little frustration there. Looked like a little cutter in the outside corner. They set up. It's right there. And Mark Carlson says, that's too low for my zone. So Matt Moore getting squeezed a bit there.
Pence has room right on the warning track. First time that Reyes has been retired since the night before last. So 1 out, and here is Asdrubal Cabrera. Cabrera has singled and hit the sacrifice fly that was turned into an outstanding catch by Pagan, although maybe one that on which he sustained a little injury to his right groin, because he's out of the game now. Anyway, that was, we were speculating about that, what might have caused it. That's a base hit for Cabrera. So he's 2 for 2 plus the sacrifice. And now Yoenis Cespedes, who launched a spectacular home run his last time and also had an RBI double his first time.
Take a look at this home run. Just to get it in fastball, and he was laying for it. And you know what he's going to go up there looking for this at bat? He's going to go up there looking for a fastball. And quite honestly, I'm a little surprised that he's getting a chance to pitch to him again.
So Cespedes, who hit a low liner past third down the left field line for a double in the first and that long home run in the third. And there's ball 1. Moore is due up second in the last half of this inning. So ideally, I guess Bochy would like to see Moore get out of the inning, and then he could just pinch hit for him. Big pitches here against a tough hitter. That's out of play off to the right. 1-1.
91st pitch. Guy made his play, brought his glove. High fives. Easy on the high fives. Don't want to put anybody on the DL with the high five.
Josh middle infield, double play depth. Belt on the bag at first with Cabrera. 1 out, 1 on. This could be 2. Nunez, panic, 2, a double play, and the inning is over. 3-1 Mets. Last of the 5th coming up. On this date, 1966, Gaylord Perry won his 20th game of the season with a complete game 5-hitter. Giants won it 6-1. And that made his record 20-2. 20-2. However, he then lost 6 in a row. Won his final start, ended up 21-8. I asked Gaylord once, and I thought I was very diplomatic about it. What happened? For God's sakes, what happened with those 6 straight losses?
That's good diplomacy.
And Gaylord said, well, you know, really, I pitched well, and they just quit scoring. And he lost a bunch of games, 1-0, 2-1, things like that. It happens.
It does happen.
Joe Panik and Connor Gillespie is on deck. And your next visit to the ballpark, there's Connor. Take a look out at the Second and King portion of the stadium. The new statue of Gaylord Perry. Right near Orlando Cepeda. There it is.
It's a good one.
314 career victories, 21 of them in that season of 1966. That one is hit well. Deep right center, the big part of the yard. One hop. Panik is going for 3. DeAsa gets it back. A stand-up triple for Joe Panik. There was no carom. The ball took an abrupt left turn out to the 421 marker.
Alejandro DeAsa really was playing back, thinking he was going to get a carom, and never came. And you see the fastball right at the belt, and Panik jumps on it. And here's where he catches a break, and it winds up being another 90 feet. Ball doesn't hit the wall, so now DeAsa's got to go deep into Triple's alley, dig it out, and once he has to commit that way, it's an easy take a third for Panik. Short stroke, location mistake fastball. And for Panik, that is triple number 6.
The infield stays back normal depth as Connor Gillespie fouls one back into the crowd. Now, if he just hits a ground ball to short, second, or first, it should be a run. The second baseman, Neil Walker, is in the outfield. Connor Gillespie, who hit a 2-run homer as a pinch hitter in the 8th inning last night. Second one he's hit this year as a pinch hitter. Panik will score as Cabrera throws out Gillespie. Nice bit of situational hitting there, and it's 3-2 New York.
Right between the legs of Colon. Colon really is in a great position to field his position after he throws the ball. But when you hit a ball right through the legs of a pitcher, you're thinking that's a base hit. But nope, not when they put the shift on. So the Mets played the shift. They played it deep. They wound up giving up the run, but they did get the out. That's all they were playing for.
So here is Denard Span, who launched a laser beam into the bay his last time. Now in the right center, but Ruggiano gets there. Out number 2. Span, who had what, 12 hits in his last 21 at bats before that one. So 2 down, and here is Blanco up for the first time. Angel Pagan did lengthen his hitting streak to 18 in a row with a bunt single in the first inning. Two down, nobody on, a run in, 3-2 New York. The bunt. Reyes tried the barehanded. That did not work. And I don't think it would have mattered anyway. Base hit for Blanco.
Well, Reyes normally a shortstop. You have to transition over to third base. And one play you have to learn how to make is coming in on the bunt. And the thing that's most difficult about it is even when you get to it, it's a different angle to first base than what you get when you're playing shortstop. He knew it had to be a do or die barehander. couldn't make it done.
And looking at it from that angle, looked like he did have time to get him. So the possible tying runners aboard. Here's Brandon Belt. It's not been a good day for Belt at the plate. He had a high, lazy fly ball to left center his first time, and then he struck out looking in the third. He's 0 for 2. Belt, who has a home run in his collection against Bartolo Colon. We got the overshift on for Brandon. 1 ball, no strikes. Buster Posey is on deck. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Mets, 2 runs, 6 hits for the Giants. Blanco, the runner at first, with Flores on the bag holding against him. Mets have given up a lot of steals this year, although Colon is pretty good at holding base stealers. 1-1 now to Belt.
Yeah, he's definitely faster than the norm, even at age 43, and that has everything to do with how he's built. He doesn't have long arms. He's got a quick circle, a quick arm action. That's the other thing too. You don't talk enough about how he fields his position. He's good.
Reyes has moved over to shortstop now. Nobody at third base. Well, Belt went for a pitch down around his ankles. Colon covers first, off the bag. Belt got badly fooled on one and ends up with the infield hit.
And not much of a backswing from Belt. He gets out of the box pretty well. Once it gets past Flores, it's going to be a foot race between Colon and Belt. And when it winds up, Colon gets there, but he overruns the bag.
Well, he was there. The ball wasn't there yet. And by the time it got to him, he was well past the bag. You don't see that very often.
No, you don't. He got that big body moving. He just couldn't stop it.
He ran as if he were the base runner. Ran to the bag, hit the bag, and then overran it.
He won the race.
So here's Buster Posey. 2 men on, 2 men out. Buster has struck out and grounded out to second. He was victimized by Walker. And that's ball 1. Walker made a diving stab of his would-be base hit to right in the 4th inning and got up and threw him out.
And the key in this at bat is take what he gives you. Colon trying to wrap those 2-seam fastballs around the outside corner. So from Posey's perspective, it's an invitation to go to right field, which is what he did when he got robbed by Walker at second base.
3-2. The Giants are trailing. 2 on, 2 out. And Walker gets to it again. Not quite a carbon copy, but much too similar for Buster Posey's liking. Neil Walker takes another away.
Superheroes and Comics Night presented by Adobe. Your special event ticket will include a collector's edition Giants Iron Man bobblehead and a ticket to see the Giants take on the Bravos. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Change for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. Jake Peavy takes them out and throws a called strike to Neil Walker. Walker just back. He's got 22 home runs. They missed his big bat while he was out with some lower back tightness. But who knew that they would miss his glove so much? He's made 2 robbery kind of plays against Buster Posey and might have saved the tying run from scoring with this play, Mike.
Well, here's the second one. Hits him low on the heel, but he manages to stop it. Then at second base, you got all the time in the world. Straightens up, grabs it with the bare hand, and shoots him down.
1-1 to Walker. Jake Peavy, maybe the worst game of his major league career was against the New York Mets in New York back on April 29th. Peavy went 2+ innings, gave up 6 runs in an inning where the Mets scored 12 runs. And that's a foul out of play off to the left. He never got it out in the 3rd inning of that game at Citi Field. And that was back when Jake, that first month and a half, he just wasn't right. Two and two the count. That's foul off the left field side into the crowd.
Well, he's a different guy now. I mean, he had to fight through a few demons this year. Got through them. And he's got some breaking ball and some late movement now that he didn't have earlier in the year.
The Mets are leading 3-2, 6th inning. Walker has walked and lined out to first. That's high and foul off the left field line. Blanco giving chase, but it's into the 4th row.
High fives, high fives, high five. Oh, high five. Oh, yeah.
That's a happy man. He's the man who caught the foul ball.
See, that's what I love about baseball. I mean, football, it'd be like, what, 2 or 3 footballs that go up in the stands, and they want them back for the most part. Or they put up a net that prevents it. That is wrong. Basketball never goes into the stands. Maybe when the game's over, a guy wings it up in the stands. Hockey, there's a few that goes up there. But baseball, you can get a relic from the game.
3-2 the count. Changeup missing.
Rubbed up baseball.
Yeah, the NFL. They can't afford it.
I mean, seriously, does that not tick you off?
A couple of extra points, a couple of field goals go in the seats. Hey, come on.
It's unbelievable.
3-2 pitch. And that is a base hit. Panic made the dive, but did not get that close to it. Flores will be coming up. And let's check in once again with Amy G. Amy?
All right, gentlemen. Ade Arianza came up big last night. A pinch hit RBI single to give the team the lead. Here's what Bruce Bochy had to say about Arianza coming through in the clutch. It's our Geico quote. It should do a lot for him. This kid has a lot of confidence. He wants to be up there. He has no fear. That's what you need if you're in that spot, right, Mike?
Well, yeah, exactly. You have to have confidence, and you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to fail.
Well, not only did Bruce Bochy put him up in that spot, it was as if Terry Collins wanted to face him the way he maneuvered his bullpen around. He had his starting pitcher walk Joe Panic intentionally to get to that pinch hitter. Showing bunt and taking is Flores. He brought in Blevins, the left-hander, and then that's when Adrianza was put up.
And really does a nice job of going with the location, staying inside it. I mean, he drove this ball to right field. That was not a slap. That was a drive. That's the swing of a confident hitter.
I like how Nunez not only did the running and scoring, he did the umpiring of that play. That is just foul. 1-1 to Flores.
All right, you got a man. psyched. There with his dad.
Flores 0 for 2 in the game, is flied out to shallow left and grounded out to short. Right to Panic, and diving safely back to first, Neil Walker. It almost looked like Panic was trying to see if he could maneuver it to let it bounce in front of him and get the double play.
Guaranteed, the thought crossed his mind. I mean, that's when you want to have short hop you. But no way of doing it. Looked like he was trying to fake like it rolled out of his glove.
So here now is d'Arnaud with one away. Travis d'Arnaud has struck out and flied out deep to center. On one.
Tight little cutter. And that definitely is the pitch that he did not have when he got torched in New York.
That was one of the Giants, just as a team, worst games of the year. They ended up losing at 13-1, and the Mets got 12 of those runs in the third inning of the game. Into right field for a base hit. Hit sharply by d'Arnaud, and that's his first hit. He had struck out and flied out deep to center earlier. Hit number 7 for the Mets. They've got 2 men on with 1 man out, and Justin Ruggiano coming up. And the Mets are going to get action going in their bullpen now. Jim Henderson, a right-hander, just activated today, is going to start throwing. Ruggiano is the 7th place hitter. De Asa on deck, and then Colon, the pitcher, due up. 3-2, New York leading. A called strike.
That's the low strike that Matt Moore was not getting at all. And it really was the cause of him having to throw a lot of extra pitches.
There truly were several of those kind of pitches that were called balls when Matt Moore was out there.
He didn't get any of them.
On 1 the count.
But, you know, he didn't have great command, and he threw a lot of balls that were out of the strike zone. And I think that's what happens. You kind of condition that umpire. If you're not throwing strikes, he quits looking for them. And I think that's why he didn't get those pitches at the base of the strike zone.
Well, it's a good point when you think about Colon, because Colon was always around and has always been around the strike zone.
And you get umpires anticipating strikes. I mean, you're going to get corners, pitches that are borderline down low.
Check swing, and the count goes to 2-1.
Yeah, I thought Moore battled pretty good, given that he didn't really have command of his curveball at all today. It just was not there for him. And he didn't throw that many changeups either. I mean, he was pretty much going at it with just a fastball, and it's tough to minimize damage.
Giants are going to get some action going in the bullpen once again. Peavy, a little bit of a jam. Will Smith is heading down. And off the outside corner again.
It's a big pitch right here. You don't want to walk a guy to third base. Not with 1 out. You can do it with 2 outs, but not with 1 out or no outs.
Alejandro De Asa, a left-handed hitter, is on deck. Walker at second, d'Arnaud at first. That is going to be in there for a base hit. And they're going to wave Walker home. The throw is cut off, and it's 4-2 Mets. 3rd hit of the inning against Peavy. Justin Ruggiano knocks in a run.
Ruggiano was really in the driver's seat in that 3-1 pitch. I mean, that's truly a get-it-in situation with less than 2 outs and runner at first and second. You have to challenge. Little cutter just right at the above the knees, middle in. So Dave Righetti coming out now to kill some time and let Will Smith get ready. And teams are going to challenge Gregor Blanco. He is not throwing well.
Mark Carlson goes out to the mound.
There's Will Smith.
Jim Henderson getting ready in the Mets bullpen with DeAsa at the plate. We see Jay Bruce, who's come out of the on-deck circle, with the pitcher due up next. A run in on 3 hits for the Mets, only 1 out of the inning. DeAsa has grounded out to second and grounded into a force out. Called a strike on the outside. There's Jay Bruce, number 19. He made himself at home here in late July when the Reds came into town. One on one. Now, Bruce Bochy staying with Peavy to DeAsa, and he might just be going with past history. DeAsa is 1 for 9 in his career against Jake Peavy. And these guys were teammates, so Peavy knows a lot about him. They were with the White Sox at the same time.
Well, and teammates here last year.
That's right. DeAsa with the Giants the last couple of months. 2-1.
And one thing about a guy who's 14 years at the big league level like Peavy, he's going to scout his teammates. It's one thing you learn to do. You don't always do that as a young pitcher.
A little bit low.
But old pitchers do. They know this is a small world. The guy you're sitting next to on your bench wearing the same uniform may be your opponent next week.
Colon, he's still got a helmet and a bat sitting in the dugout. Jay Bruce on display on deck. 3-1, a big pitch here with 2 men on. 3-2.
They set the inside target. He winds up getting the strike with a swing through on the outside corner. I think Peavy has always been able to do is get the ground ball. And he'd love to have one right now that gets a couple outs and out of this inning.
Full count. Back out of play into the second deck. Mets have had a miserable time as a team all year long getting hits in situations like this.
Hooray for me, Dad.
Congratulations. But the Mets have done well in this game tonight. They're 3 for 5 in these at bats as a team today. Pence looks up. Gone. A 3-run homer. That might be the biggest hit of the year for DeAsa. And they have jumped on Jake Peavy again. 4 runs in 1/3 of an inning.
3-2. You have to challenge. You can't walk with 2 men on, a high fastball, and DeAsa said, okay, that's where I like him. And how fair was it? I think it may have hit the foul pole. A fan came around. With his glove, let's see if he caught this thing. Yeah, it was definitely fair. By the way, nice play.
So Colon will bat for himself. Suddenly the beneficiary of a lot of runs on his behalf. A 7-2 Mets lead.
Welcome back. Go listen to them.
Jake Peavy now has allowed 10 runs to the Mets this year in 2 1/3 innings pitched against him. Alejandro DeAsa, as Colon is down on strikes. DeAsa had 3 hits in 29 at bats for the whole season with runners in scoring position before that home run. It's been a very poor season for Alejandro. came into this game hitting 190 and was 0 for 2 in this game. Gets his 4th homer. He had only 10 RBIs all year in 170 at bats. 10 RBIs. But he gets 3 in one swing of the bat here. Jose Reyes, 2-0 the count to him. Changed up. Yep.
Good one there. The verdict in this inning has been already cast.
But the Mets break it open in the 6th inning with a 4-run rally, and they lead 7-2. Brandon Crawford, Hunter Pence, Eduardo Nunez coming up.
Is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Now the Giants are trailing 7-2 to the Mets as they come to bat here in the 6th inning against Bartolo Colon. Brandon Crawford, who has doubled and walked, will lead off. Giants have 7 hits, but just the 2 runs. And it's 0-1.
I tell you, the baseballs are finding good homes today.
Oh, 2.
Colon knows this ballpark. He knows how it plays, and he knows that the outside corner is the place to be, especially when you have a 5-run lead.
And that's all for Brandon Crawford.
Well, the Braves are coming to town the weekend of the 26th to the 28th of August, and promotions during the weekend will include Saturday, the 27th. We're giving away Sergio Romo portable speakers to the first 20,000 fans, courtesy of Good Neighbor Policy. And then on Sunday the 28th, there will be a bobblehead given away to the first 40,000, presented by CSN Bay Area.
Hunter Pence has singled and flied out to shallow right center. He's 1 for 2. That's a solid base hit to center field. Ruggiano over toward left center to cut it off. So Pence, after taking the big turn, will hold it first. But his second hit of the game.
Well, with what the Giants have done here the last couple days offensively, this 5-run lead, I mean, it should not put them in a hole. I mean, they're swinging the bats. They're confident. Mets are starting to get some activity again in their bullpen. This time it's Josh Smoker, the left-hander, heading down.
Nunez has struck out and flied out deep to left. This could be two. There's one, and the inning is over. Dwayne Kuiper will be returning from the radio side for the 7th inning. Cabrera, Cespedes, and Walker coming up. 7-2, New York.
Summary is brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Through 6 innings of play, the Mets 7 runs on 9 hits, Giants 2 runs on 8 hits, and Yoenis Cespedes, a solo shot, the big blow off of Alejandro De Aza, a 3-run shot, and it's 7-2 Mets as we go to the top of the 7th inning. And very quickly, Asdrubal Cabrera on the very first pitch off Jake Peavy, very aggressive as he usually is, hits one foul. Cabrera 2 for 3 in the day. He's had 3 good at bats. Everything he's hit has been loud. So 7-2 Mets here again. Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, and Peavy ahead in the count, and Peavy throws, and it's outside for a ball. That was not very good.
On the radio side, you get better. You're going to produce a lot of runs right now for the Giants. I just got that feeling about you.
It's 1-2. Cespedes on deck. Nine hits for the Mets, 8 for the Giants. And Cabrera out swinging. After his at-bats today, I'm shocked by that.
Well, you're right. I mean, he's hit everything hard. He's a 2 for 3 day. The one time they got him out was a line bullet to left. And here, out of the strike zone, see you later. 3rd strikeout for Peavy.
Here's Cespedes. Cespedes 2 for 3. And the pitch is inside for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Dodgers and Reds. That game will start in about 40 minutes. This is the home run by Cespedes. This was a cheap one, folks. This is a wall scraper.
About 458 feet of it. We had the exit velocity and everything. It left at 107. Thank you, John Miller, for that information.
I found out something about the exit velocity.
Yeah.
Do you know that most of the highest exit velocities are ground balls?
I didn't know that.
And Crawford told me that.
Well, he would know.
Because he was explaining to me how he thinks it's such an overrated number.
You know, it catches the imagination. You and I, it didn't mean a whole lot. Oh my.
This one may hit the Coke bottle. Gone. That is a big fly, and it's his second of the game.
You actually had me looking at the Coke bottle there. A little short of the Coke bottle, nevertheless.
Well, just for fun, we need to find out the exit velocity on that one.
All right, that'll be our job. Fastball, and I mean right where he likes it. Middle in, just below the belt. And that stayed hit for a long time. A little over halfway up the bleachers.
I mean, we should explain. We're not that impressed with the whole exit velocity thing, and I understand why people are. So that's at 108, and there will be ground balls hit in this game that will be the exit velocity will be as good as 108.
Well, they had one earlier in the year, the highest one they had. I was watching the MLB channel, and they were talking about the hardest exit velocity of the year. It was Giancarlo Stanton, as you see, strike 3 from Neil Walker. And Neil Walker hit and they showed it. It was a ground ball to second baseman, but it was 123, which I didn't think was even possible. But it would just look like a routine ground ball. Now, obviously, I wasn't standing in front of it, but it backs up what you're saying.
Well, it backs up, and I didn't know that. It backs up what some of the ball players they pay a small bit of attention to stuff like that.
But hey, baseball's a numbers game, and if you're a numbers guy, I mean, this is the sport for you.
It'll be Panic battling a bit of the wind and a lot of the sun, and that's going to end the inning. So Cespedes with the home run makes it 8-2, and the Giants are coming up.
on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota. Hurry in for Toyota's annual clearance event to get an incredible deal on the 2016 Toyota you want before they're gone. Toyota, let's go places. By Kelly Moore Paints, celebrating 70 years as your neighborhood paint store. And by Xfinity. X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
8-2 Mets as you look right into our great city. Is Joe Panik's going to lead things off, facing Bartolo Colon. Panik with a nice triple in the 5th.
One of the few mistakes out of the middle of the plate from Bartolo Colon, a fastball right at the belt, and he made him pay for it. Panik his 6th triple of the year.
And a nice diving play by Flores as he takes a hit away from Panik.
Okay, the defense behind Colon today has been stellar. Another nice play. You know, Flores has played shortstop for this Mets team. I mean, he's got good range, good hands, and he just takes away extra bases away from Panik. Nice play. You know, Walker has made a couple really nice plays on the right side of the infield off of Buster Posey today. That would have been RBI base hits.
So here's Adrianza. Adrianza pinch hitting. And he takes a strike. Span on deck. And a quick 0-2.
Well, the last swing before the ring as the bachelorette party out there enjoying their day here at the yard. The last swing before the ring. It's good.
There you go. No ball player ended up with it. You can just tell by his hands. Pretty good mitts.
Yeah, that he plays the piano.
Adrianza with a foul off the backstop. Just like Drew Remenda used to use that term for when he was doing color for the Sharks. Mitts. That's what he called the hands. Mitts.
Oh, he's
got good mitts.
Oh, that guy there's got good mitts, eh?
Give you an idea, the last time the Giants were in LA to play the Dodgers, the Sharks were in the first round of the playoffs.
That's right.
Because we were staying at the same hotel.
And they did well in LA. Just married. Where else would you want to spend your honeymoon? With 41,000 of your best friends? And it does feel like a family reunion here every day when everybody comes in, gets sat down. They've got their colors on and they're ready. Hey, nice play. It's a player.
Ooh, 1 and 2.
Little front door two-seam movement. Colon wanted it.
Adrianza putting up a good fight. Had the big hit last night. I mean, look, the Giants, it looked like if you just follow the box score, the Giants had a little bit of a blowout. It was no blowout last night. Adrianza's hit in the 7th inning knocked in a run to break a tie. It was a 2-out base hit.
Pitch number 101 for Cologne. This could be his last inning. I don't think they're going to let him get back in the stretch.
Well, I hope not. I don't want to see him hit again. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And he rolls it foul. Billy Hayes doing what I did the last year at Fantasy Camp.
That's right. There it is. Not moving.
I don't have to go after it. For a good 35 years, I had to go after it.
You couldn't control it. When you walk down the street, I could pull a tennis ball out of my pocket, whip it in the middle of the street. You were gone.
Not anymore. And a base hit for Adrianza. All right, nice at bat. Well, follow the Giants baseball, and you can follow it live with MLB.com. At bat, it's an app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with Game Day. You can download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. So Terry Collins is coming out, and we're going to get a new pitcher. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. Pitcher with Adrianza at first.
So the new pitcher just called up yesterday is Josh Smoker, 6'2", 260-pounder, 27-year-old rookie. That's what he did in Vegas. He was in 52 games with 3-2 record. He's got a loaded mid-90s fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup.
Yeah, we saw Josh Smoker. Third of an inning last night, 2 hits, 2 runs. Only threw 9 pitches. And with Span and then Blanco and then Belt. 3 left-handed hitters coming up. Makes perfect sense. Except these 3 left-handed hitters smoke lefties.
That's exactly right.
That's the story I'm going with.
Well, you know, last week we saw the Giants ahead 7-1, only to lose that ball game in the last couple of innings. Here's their opportunity to do the same thing to the Mets. Big curveball, and Bernard Span not totally in agreement with Mark Carlson, the plate umpire. Big curveball. Well, close. 50-50 pitch. Half the time you get it.
Oh, 2.
One thing that Span has done in this hot streak is really tighten up with 2 strikes.
Ooh. 1-2.
His home run today in the third inning came on a 2-strike count. And it was a splash shot.
On the ground towards the hole. And an off balance throw, and they got him. So Adrianza forced.
Talked about the Mets defense today, and another example of it. Cabrera staying with the backhanders that comes up on him, off balance throw. And he'll walk over there going low with the backhand to gobble it up and get the force. That's a good play.
Well, what it does is it keeps the Giants from putting base runners on, where you do that and somebody pops one. That's how you get back in it. Blanco batting for the second time, takes a strike. He had a bunt single in the 5th. Out of play, 0-2.
He had to work to get that one.
Yes, he did.
Scuffed 2 knees, bumped his elbow.
Didn't care. Look out. He's going to get another one.
You know, you want to put on a shirt that's going to attract the foul ball. And I think that was this guy's whole strategy today, and it worked. Oh, yeah.
I know you have one of those in your closet. I do.
I got a 3-piece suit. Are you kidding me?
Outside, 1 and 2. If it's at the dugout store, it's likely we got one of it.
I love the dugout store. Dave Martinez and his crew, they do a great job.
They do. Think about, you know, Scott Wickersham runs the one here at the park. And the beauty of Scott is if you walk in and you're like the same size and you want to know how it looks, he'll put it on for you. He'll take his shirt off and put that one on to see how it looks. Got him. Too close to take in the eyes of Mark Carlson. And that'll end the inning. 8-2 Mets.
only tomorrow. It's 5:05 start. And you can listen to John and myself tomorrow night on KNBR. Then our next television broadcast will be Tuesday as the Giants open up a 3-game series in Los Angeles. Tuesday, a 7 o'clock game, pregame live at 6:30. You'll see it right here in CSN Bay Area, plus complete pre and post game coverage. And as always, Giants insider Alex Pavlovich. Join us if you will.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. I think we're doing all 3 of those games.
We are.
On CSN. I think it's the look. This is just an observation. I think this is the first time the Giants will play the Dodgers where Kershaw hasn't pitched in the series since I can ever remember.
Well, he still could come off the disabled list.
Yeah, he could. This has popped up. Is it Panic or Pence? It's going to be Pence. 1 out. Now that may not be the case the last 10 days of the season. He may be ready to go by then. Although backs can be a little iffy, so.
Yeah, discs can be way iffy.
Here's Ruggiano. Ruggiano is going to bloop one into center field, and all of a sudden Ruggiano's got the magic one-do against the Giants. Let's check in with Amy.
Hey guys, it was pretty magical last night as we all got to celebrate Tony Bennett on Tony Bennett Tribute Night here at AT&T Park. Everyone in to celebrate his 90th birthday, even Willie Mays. And now they have announced they have a new victory flag with a heart on it, of course, for I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Happy birthday cards, fans, blowing out candles. The whole kit and caboodle for Tony Bennett. He is priceless, guys.
Yeah, it's a good deal yesterday. Here's the Yazoo, takes a strike.
Well, he is absolutely a gift to the city of San Francisco. So when the Giants win a ball game from forever, they're going to have a flag that waves out in Willie Mays Plaza. A black flag with an orange heart and an SF in it. Symbolic of the song that they sing here in this ballpark after every Giants victory. I left my heart in San Francisco. Tony Bennett. I think that's pretty cool.
It is very cool. I think the statue is very cool.
Statue of Tony Bennett in front of the Fairmont Hotel.
Yeah.
Fantastic. That's where he debuted in 1961.
Yeah, there's the flag this morning.
Well, if they're going to hang it again, they're going to have some work to do.
It's right off of Larry's office, isn't it?
Yeah, close to it.
He's hung us over that ledge a few times.
Yeah, by our toes.
Outside, it's 2-2. Well, it's easy. You know the mood of the boss just by looking if there's a flag out there or not.
That's exactly right. No flag.
Stay away.
I'll come back tomorrow.
See you later. Piazza hit one right down the line, a home run in the 6th.
And this was the big blow that really separated the Mets from the Giants on the scoreboard. Just tucked it in inside the foul pole.
I bet there hadn't been 5 of those hit in the history of this park.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I mean, you'd think that over the years, all the home runs that Bonds hit as Diaz is out. I think you remember one. It was the last game of the season in 01. Off a knuckleballer. Here's Jay Bruce. Bruce has been quiet in this series, unlike the series he had when he was in a Reds uniform. No overshift, but out in shallow right field is Panic. Crawford playing Bruce the pull. And this little pop-up is going to be about 20 rows back of the Giants dugout. He get another one? He did.
He's picking it clean. Making friends.
Yeah, gave it away.
Don't get hurt on the high five now. Have a day.
Bruce with a swing and a miss, 1-2.
She's impressed. I got to tell you right now. That's the I'm impressed smile.
If this is their first date, she is impressed. Outside, 2-2. She just said it. I'm impressed.
Yeah, stick with me, baby.
You got to see me in a real game. 2-2. Smith to Bruce. Foul.
Clint Fagan, first base umpire, getting in the act.
Yeah, you got a Schinberger. Didn't hurt. He's smiling.
Fagan will be behind the plate tomorrow for the finale.
Outside, 3-2.
There'll be some good fastballs in that game tomorrow night. Jeff Samardzija taking on Noah Syndergaard. 5:05. There's Syndergaard.
And the runner goes. And this is low, ball 4. Hey, Eddie.
Eddie Montague, umpire supervisor here in the Bay Area.
Yeah. There's our costume boys who are sitting right behind home plate, having some fun.
Ed Montague's like, he likes the imposters.
You think he does?
Yeah, I think he likes it when.
I think he's just not keeping an eye on them so they don't do something really weird.
Well, that could happen.
Line drive, and Nunez has got it. And that'll end the inning. Giants are coming up. It's 8-2. It'll be tonight after Giants post-game live right here on CSN Bay Area. You get Mets-Giants highlights. You get update from Great American Ballpark in Cincinnati, and then 49ers-Broncos preview. That game will be tonight. Mindy and Danny will give you all the details. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in brake experts.
Also, Robles, another hard thrower in that Mets bullpen, coming out. 53rd time he's come in. 68 strikeouts against 28 walks in 60 innings. Every time you have more strikeouts than innings pitched, that's an indicator that you have good stuff. And he does.
Bill takes high. Well, and an infield hit in the 5th. One pitch a strike. The one prior to that a ball. Pretty close to the same pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike.
With Robles, his primary specialty pitch is a slider. Underneath that one.
Buster Posey on deck. A 6-run lead for the Mets. 2-2.
Did you ever have a colored glove as you look at Robles with the blue glove?
No.
First time I ever saw that, I think it was Don Sutton had one.
Yeah, I don't even think they made him.
I remember when Sutton trotted out there, he was with the Dodgers and he had a blue glove, and I thought to myself, no way. Blue gloves?
Well, first time I saw, I think it was 1976, we trotted out red shoes when I was with the Indians. I only thought that they were black or white. That was it.
That was it. Well, black until the A's had the white shoes. But white shoes do make you faster.
So Belt will take the walk. So that's how it all got started.
With a leadoff walk.
Here's Buster Posey. Buster's had a couple of hits taken away from him by the second baseman Walker.
Now, one thing about his at bats today, he wasn't slapping that ball to right field. He was driving it.
And that pitch away from the target and a called strike.
Generous strike there. Addison Reed, the right-hander, heading down the Mets pin. I mean, it's amazing how much games mean to teams at this point in the season. And you're talking about a 6-run lead here. Robles goes out there and walks one guy and whoop, gets somebody up.
Somebody up. Swing and a miss. A grimace by Posey. It's 1-2.
I think he's upset because he feels that was called a strike. I mean, he's got to cover it. That ball just ran right up above his hands. If I'm Robles, I'm going right back up there again. And that did not feel good to Posey.
Posey lines it to right, and Diaz is there. So 1 out.
Yeah, I'm a little tired, but Mom's got me covered.
Here's Crawford. Crawford takes high. Crawford doubled in the second, walked in the fourth. Tap foul.
Down 6 runs, really not a situation where you're going to see many guys try and steal. I think the ball may have fouled off. Hit him in the instep, came up, almost caught it. And because of the fact that nobody's really going to steal on Robles, I mean, he's really winding up. Not really concerned about Crawford or Bell at first. There's Reed.
Addison Reed getting loose. The pitch to Crawford, and Crawford rolls this one foul. That ball flattened out at the last second and shot under the glove of Flores.
Would it hit the cut of the grass?
I think it might have.
Let's take a look, see if this thing hits. Because it does flatten out. Well,
it hit something and flattened out. 2-2. And a full count. Nothing will tick a manager off. And then someone coming out of the bullpen with a big lead, walking people.
Nothing.
Like that.
That's it.
Watch Collins come out.
That's it. And he had a ticked off walk coming out. So that's 2 walks from Robles, and he's done.
He's got the sprint going. Give me the ball. And by the way, this pat on the back is just for show. Reed coming in. It's 8-2. And Addison Reed has now come in.
Take a look at the numbers for Reed. 60th time that he has come in. 71 strikeouts in 57 innings against just 11 walks. Reed, a former closer with the White Sox and the Diamondbacks. And here he has found a nice home. You'll see low 90s sink and a hard slider. And this slider is legit. It's a biter that's got straight down snap. That's how he gets most of his strikeouts.
Here's Pence. Pence will try to make it an 8-5 game right here. No balls and 1 strike.
George Hendricks swing.
What, setting him up?
Yeah. George Hendricks, if he looked bad on his pitch, he wanted to look really bad, so bad that the guy would throw it to him again, and he'd look for it.
No balls and a strike. Outside corner.
Reed in 57 innings given up 3 home runs. He didn't give up many, especially when you get an outside strike like that.
Oh, 2 to Hunter Pence.
And there's the slider we're talking about. Fish were not biting there. A lot of Pence fans up in the stands would love to see him come up with a big hit, get the Giants 3 runs closer. Reed staying away again.
Two balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Pence takes outside, 3-2.
So he goes to that little cut fastball in the outside corner.
No swing.
And Clint Fagan at first base says he did not go. So Reed has to know that his skipper does not want to see a walk here. So it should be a pretty good challenge for Hunter Pence. Easy take.
Talk about a rally for 3. So here's Nunez. Nunez nearly hit a ball out in the 4th. He's 0 for 3.
And he's a hard guy to walk.
Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Playing in the weeds. Belt, Crawford, Pence. Nunez trying to move the line along or knock one out. And this is driven down the left field line, and it's past Cespedes, and the Giants are off to the races. Belt scores, Crawford scores. It's 8-4. And the 2 walks from Robles now have come in. And here's Panic.
Take a look at the high mistake. Right above the belt in an 0-1 count. And Nunez made him pay for it. And Cespedes, who covers some ground, never had a chance.
So here's Panic. And a strike at the knees. Trevor Brown is on deck. Down low. Mets at third, Nunez at second. Hit on the ground. Pence will score. It's 8-5. Nunez the third. And now Brown's going to hit.
Now this represents the at bat that it can really hurt the Mets mentally. They were conceding the run with one out, a 4-run lead. Reed gets the ground ball. The run is scored, but here, if you could get a base hit here, that all of a sudden is a game changer.
And Brown takes low.
Giants a base hit and a walk and bringing the tie and run.
And a strike.
Staying away. Trevor Brown's got an approach to right field now. If Reed stays on that side of the plate, he'll go with it. And the way he's taking that slider, he's seeing it pretty good.
One pitch to Brown. Brown, a little fly ball to right. Diaz is coming in, and that'll end the inning. Well, Giants put 3 on the board. It's now 8-5 as we go to the ninth. As we go to the ninth, and we got a new pitcher, Mikey.
Corey Garrett, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy. 43rd time that he has come in. Second time since coming off the DL. 3-1 with a 4.34 ERA. For Guerin with that high sidearm delivery. You see low 90s velocity in the fastball, good slider and a changeup.
So here's Cabrera. Cabrera is going to bounce this one up the middle and panic on the backhand. All right, we got a player of the game. Who's it going to be?
Well, player of the game is brought to you by Honda, and we think that player today is Yoenis Cespedes. Why is that? Well, he hit 2 home runs. He hit 2 home runs in the same game. You have a chance to be the player of the game. He qualifies. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
And he's going to step up. Also had a double, by the way. Just a measly double.
Piddly double.
Piddly double. So here's Guerin to Cespedes. And a strike, and it's 0-1. The Giants in the 9th will have Span, Blanco, and Belt. Very high to left.
Whew.
Caught at the wall.
You never know about the drift in this ballpark. You normally get it to center and left center, but you never trust the winds. And right now the wind's whipping. And when this ball went in the air, it was going to be interesting to see just if it did indeed get blown out of here. As it was, a little wrestling match there for Gregor Blanco. Those are the winds we're talking about.
I think that was an easy play at all.
No. Sun, wind. Welcome to Northern California.
Here's Walker. Walker 1 for 3. And a line drive down the left field line. That'll be a base hit. So Walker is going to have his second hit, and it's going to be a double. So if Corey Guerin thought he was going to have a clean inning, he's going to have to think again. Now he'll go after Wilmer Flores. You watch the first base coach. Turns out that not only do they have to navigate base runners, but they're also a mule.
For shin guards and gloves and
everything.
Wrist guards and yeah.
I meant that as a compliment, Tom. Look at it.
Well, he can look good doing it.
Here's Wilmer Flores. And a base hit to right field, and Pence has got it. And here's the throw home. And Posey's got it. And he missed him. A bit up the line on the throw. And coming in to score is Walker. And it's now 9-5. And on the play, Flores moves to second.
Well, and Hunter Pence knew that this is a time to gamble. You're not worried so much about the back runner here. You're worried about that run scoring. And as the ball goes to the third base line, there wasn't a whole lot more that Posey could do.
You really don't have an idea where that runner is. You just throw out the glove and hope he runs into it. Here's d'Arnaud. And a strike. d'Arnaud with a base hit in the 6th inning. And the 0-1 to d'Arnaud. Another breaking ball and another strike. Nine-5 Mets. The pitch is in the dirt, backhanded by Posey, 1-2. The Mets and Dodgers are underway. Something to listen to on the way home.
Yeah, there you go. Lots of baseball. Most of the baseball being played today is going to be played tonight.
Listen to Marty Brenneman and Jeff Brantley on the way home. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Guerin will not be happy. He gives up a run. And now the Giants. They need 4 to tie and 5 to go home, and Span's going to lead it off. For the New York Mets.
Well, once the Mets got the other run, making it a 4-run lead, Uri's Familia, their closer, sat back down, and Addison Reed's going to trot back out, try and finish this one. Meanwhile, it is rally cap time for our Gamer Babes. Oh, yeah. How you wear your rally cap tells the world a lot about you.
Yeah, just don't wear it in the first inning.
That's right. There is protocol to the rally cap.
Here's Span. Span takes wide. Blanco and then Belt. And a little pop-up. Is this going to be a thing of beauty? Well, it would have been if it was about 2 feet further towards the scoreboard. Here's the splash hit by Span. Number 71 in the history of this ballpark.
Fastball from Bartolo Colon, one of the few mistakes that he made today with his location, and Span made him play it right on the sweet spot.
40 by visitors, 71 by the Giants. Span out of play, 1-2. How many did Bonds have?
We're looking that up. I think that's the question. So Bonds with 35. See? Waited around, got herself a reward.
The 1-2. Span drives one right center field. Ruggiano, can he get there? He cannot. And Span's got a double.
Stay hot, Denard Span. Boys, he got a good swing going. It's not a hanger either. That's that good hard slider from Addison Reed. He just goes down and beats it. He's on everything. From the backside, you see how he waits on that back leg. The hips rotate through the ball. And when he first hit it, we thought it had a chance to get out of here. As it is, it one hops the wall.
So here's Blanco. Blanco's 1 for 2. And Gregor Blanco pops it up. 1 out. Gregor just had a hard time getting into a good hitting rhythm. The pitch to Belt, and Belt rolls it foul. Belt 1 for 3. Line drive. Second base. Double play. And that's the ball game. So Span gets doubled up. Belt hit it well.
They're going to look at it. Ryan Gorman, second base umpire, all over it. That's the right call.
So the Mets win a game in this series, and they do it behind a lot of offense. They had 13 hits in this game, and they played some terrific defense. A number of plays taking hits away from Buster Posey with people on base. So now the Giants, in order to take the series, will have to get a win tomorrow night.
I think the defense was spectacular indeed, and so was Yoenis Cespedes with 2 home runs and a double. And don't forget Bartolo Colon, who took the ball into the 7th and pitched beautifully. So a disappointing day for the Giants. Have to get them tomorrow.
Final score here at AT&T Park, it's the Giants losing, Mets 9, Giants 5. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews and the wrap starts right now.